Yeah, pretty good. I think today's the only sort of different day as far as structure and all that goes compared to our normal week. So boys are in pretty good spirits this morning. They have been for the last couple of days. So yeah, good.
Trent, Sonny Phil didn't train yesterday, all right?
Yeah, he'll be okay. Obviously crooked last week and a couple of little bumps, but he'll be right.
What about the other guys, Boyd and Luke? Is there any decision on them still? Are they still in the frame at all? Or?
Yeah, they're still in the frame. Said I think I won't go into all that stuff. I haven't done it all year, so. But they are in the frame. I didn't name them because they weren't fit last weekend, but they'll go close.
Will that be a game day decision?
No, I haven't left I've left one, I guess, up to game day, but other than that, it'll be made up on Saturday.
Is that what you usually do when you're in these situations?
Well, it depends. It varies on the injury, the player, the experience, lots of different things. Come into you never have one policy for an injured player. There's so many different factors, so we're pretty clear about what we need to do. I know it seems a bit ambiguous to you guys, but we're pretty clear.
Would you be surprised if Joe Malabar played for Manly?
No, I mean people that get their sources often know what they're talking about, so obviously that's an option, but yeah, I wouldn't be completely surprised, and I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't either.
How close was Boyd last week?
He was close. I think he could have played. But obviously with our squad, we're pretty healthy other than obviously Luke and Boyd last week. So the risk we would have had to take to play Boyd was too much. Yeah, and he just quite didn't quite pass the test on I think it was the Friday or the Thursday we put him through some runs. So. He's been better this week, but it's not about playing a small job. He's going to have to be ready to play 80 minutes.
Is that a tough decision for you, whether bringing him back, even if he's 100% fit, to bring him back after 7 or 8 weeks out?
Sometimes, a guy like Boyd Cordner, I mean, everyone sees a 21-year-old. We don't see that as far as Boyd. He's got some experience. He's a tough man, but he's also a realist. So. He helped us make the call last week, and he's in the same frame of mind. He's not going to let the boys down by playing if he's not ready.
And the guys that have been playing in those spots have obviously done a great job in recent weeks.
Very good.
So, obviously, is this the toughest selection decision you've had to make this year?
Yeah, probably. I mean, just the enormity of the game puts a lot of pressure on these decisions. Some people think about these for the rest of their lives. So playing a guy or not playing a guy is quite important, but as a team, we're really comfortable with what we're going to do and the selections that we're going to make. So yeah, there hasn't been an issue there from our team at all.
Trent, it's even tough though because without the great back lines, it's well better down the defence, so forwards are pretty crucial.
Yeah, I think last time, if both Manly and I looked at our last game, we were quite happy with the defence. We always want to improve some things, but you're going to have to fire some bullets in the other direction as well. So we've got to, we've definitely got to defend well again. They've got arguably the best back line in the competition. And we'll know our job there and how to defend it. We've done it, but we're going to have to go to another level on Sunday to defend it, and then we're going to have to play some attack on the back of it. So, yeah, that's a great test.
You played in a fair few grand finals. So what have you spoken to Boyd this week about his feelings going into this?
Yeah, as Robbo mentioned before, he's a tough kid. He doesn't get overawed by any situation. He goes about his business, so he's doing everything he can to get on the field on Sunday. And if he does pass those tests, then all of us will welcome him into the side because he's such a key player in our squad.
Mini, it's the biggest game of 2 years to play. Have you had a chat to them, or have you some nerves there on that?
Yeah, they're pretty calm and cool. Our 2 wingers. They've been doing a great job for us all year, leading the way on our kick return. So it's important, not to play the game too early in your head, just to enjoy the week. And when we train, we train well, and we know our job and be clear and what we need from them.
What's the build-up like to this game compared to the other grand finals?
The build-up's been really good so far. Obviously it's a busy week, but a lot of the guys experienced that a few years ago, so maybe they can handle it a bit better this time round. But you know, we enjoy ourselves when we're off the training field, and when we're on the training field, we try and get better each day.
What would you have changed in 2010 with the build-up?
I can't remember too much. I don't really look back. I want to make sure our preparation is 100% right for Sunday.
Mitch, what about you? How are you handling the week, I suppose? Little hiccup start of the week?
Yeah, I'm all good. It was blown out of proportion. I had a bit of a flu, but yeah, it was 48-hour bug sort of thing. So feel 100% now.
What about the preparation, I suppose, for you compared to 2010?
Yeah, like Minnie said, I think it was a completely different mindset and situation for me personally. I think how the team feel. 2010 was a bit of a tidal wave we got on, and every little semi-final in the final series was like a little grand final for us. By the time we got to the big one, it was all, probably part of us was just happy to be there. We obviously wanted to win, but I think this year we feel a little bit more stable. We really trust our game plan and what we're about, so all means nothing if we can't come away with it on Sunday though.
Trent, as part of the coaching staff in 2010, did you sense that before the grand final, that the team might have just been happy with it?
Look, that year was it was a great one for the club. I think they came off wooden spoon in 2009. The players, it was an amazing year. It taught a lot of the guys about a different style of footy, and the reason we got to the grand final was because of that style. And there was some amazing games. The West Tigers game, I think, the Golden Point, and the way we carried on from there. So it was, and I think it was 8-6 at half time, and I think we all learned a bit about our game, the way we went into the game, and then also after half time what needed to happen. So I don't think, it was a great year and a great success for the club, but there's some lessons learned there as well.
Jared, preparation this time for you, a little bit different. You learned from 2010. I know you had a full house back then. A bit quieter this time.
Yeah, it is, mate. Definitely. I guess 30 family members at my house in 2010 is a little bit different. No, it's good, mate. Everyone's on board and everyone's pretty aware on how I'm preparing for this game. So it's exciting.
Jared, this is the last time you see the opposition before the game. What do? You give them the cold shoulder? What's the approach to that?
Mate, your mate's off the field and you acknowledge them and you do what you do, but different on Sunday.
Jared, it'll be pretty physical up front earlier. You can take your shoulders to really do your job to get the middle.
Yeah, I think that's important, mate. It's going to be a tough battle in the middle there, but pretty keen on having a good one.
You take it as a personal.
What, sorry, mate?
You sort of take it upon yourself to have sort of personal goals, I think, to go on top of the opposition.
Oh, not really, mate. I just try and do my job, and that's just to lay the platform. So, yeah, mate. No, it's all good.
Trying not to give them too much ammunition, Jared. Is that what we're picking up?
Nah, not at all, mate. Just worrying about my job, mate.
Jared, how are you going into the off-season after missing out on those Kiwi honours last year?
How am I? What, sorry, mate?
How did you approach the off-season after missing out on those Kiwi honours last year?
Yeah, I think mate, I was pretty keen to just rip into some training, and I started pretty early, and I was fortunate to get this the pre-season underway, and I think that was a big key for myself, was to lay the base and lay the platform, and try and get some good training under my belt, which I think was one of the main factors.
Jake, both sides have got terrific sets of halves. Mitch and James kick a lot more. Is that one of the differences that you see between the two sets of halves? Your guys kick a bit more?
I think, kicking's a big part of the game, and it'll probably play a big part. So we're confident in PEARCE and Jimmy, and I'm sure they'll go well Sunday.
Mitch, what have you learned from 2010, mate?
I've learned a hell of a lot. The actual game. The week, I think, probably, like I said, I think Minnie sort of spoke about it before. It was all a bit new for us, so probably learnt just to relax a bit. It's just another game of footy at the end of the day, so it's no different to the semi last week or the semi against Manly in the first round. So we just got to prepare as well as we can, as we do every week. It's become a habit for us now, so as long as we stick to our standards and stay composed, I'm sure we'll be prepared as we can on game day.
You want to be a better and more composed player now in 2010?
I'd like to think so, yeah. Yeah.
Mitch,
Trent,
last week
would you
you
think-
probably had one of the best games in a long time, personally. Is that something that you can pin down what happened and will that carry on into the grand final? I'm sure you have.
Yeah, I think you just got to build each game. Again, that game, you know, sometimes the ball falls in your hands. I got into a bit of open space early, but it was all off the back of the other boys, really. So some games, your running game opens up a bit more than others. You know, this game might be a bit tighter and, you know, you rely on your kicking more. So for me, it's just doing what I feel gets me into the game. I just got to do that straight from the start.
Trent, can I ask you, mate, what you think Mitch is back after the season since he came back from the disappointment of Origin?
Look, I think our whole team backed Pearcey from however long we've been playing with him. You know, he's copped a lot of speculation over the time because he's been the young hope, I guess, for New South Wales coming through. And as soon as that game 3 finished, Pearcey hadn't changed in our eyes. It was, you know, we were proud of the way that he dealt with things and the way that, and it shows great character. Different people go in different directions after series losses like that. And Pearcey decided, like, really quickly. I think, like, we felt like we needed to support him, but Pearcey came in the next day and he was ready to go. And sometimes you feel like that's a bit of a high. It's a bit of a rebound effect, and it's gonna drop off. That hasn't dropped off. The guy thought about it, dealt with it, copped a lot of criticism, and then decided to get on the front foot and play footy. That shows great character.
Where did you find that, Pearcey?
Yeah, mate, I sort of get sick of people talking about it, to be honest. I don't think it deserves. The little players are getting over losses and stuff all the time. So, I was obviously disappointed for about a week, as the whole squad was that lost that game. But ever since then, mate, it's easy to come back into a good side. I felt like I'd been playing well as the whole team had at the Roosters all year, and we've got a good thing going on here, and I just jumped straight back into it.
And just finally, what's the difference between preparing for a game like this and an Origin side?
It's probably similar, I suppose, as far as the build-up. Probably the same for a Kiwi Test game or for a World Cup or something like that. But I think, obviously the hype, it's a bit more normal than a normal club game. But might have to ask Minza. Minza's played in 6 now.
He's got it spot on. It's very similar to an Origin game. There's a lot of build-up throughout the whole week. He's got it spot on there.
Jared, has Sonny Bill changed the culture at the Roosters?
I don't believe Sonny's changed it, but he's definitely added a few things here and there. I think, Robbo's been pretty big for us, and he's been good for us, I think, Sonny.